extension for William Johnson, because he is out of the country right now, and because he has a handicap that requires him to have help to be able to move. So, the floor is open for discussion about it. And I'll open up by saying that since Tim has to move out of his own, I would support giving a 30-day extension to William because he's out of the country, and also because someone else is going to have to help him. Any other discussion? Greg or Dale?
Yes, I would agree with that. I would give him a 30-day extension.
Greg, do you have any comment?
I don't think he can get done in 30 days. That's all. That'd be very good.
Yeah, well, he did not officially make a request, but Tim did on his behalf, and he did state at least 30 days when he came into the meeting. So I'll make a motion that we give William Johnson a 30-day extension to move out of his garage. All in favor, aye? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let me back up on that. I'm not sure if we got a second on that. So let me remake that motion to give William Johnson a 30-day extension to move out of his garage.
I'll second it.
Okay, thank you. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Motion passed 2-1. Okay, we're on to new business. Suspending the voting rights of delinquent owners. This was a motion that was made last year. However, we can't locate the minutes, the record of that. So we're going to readdress the issue. Does anybody want to make any comments about suspending the voting rights of delinquent owners? Greg or Dale? Say no if you don't. Does anybody want to make a comment about it?
No.
Okay, I'll explain it. The only rationale behind it is it's just leverage to get people who are behind to pay their assessments. You take away their rights and they'll bring
Is
their
there a time
assessments up to
frame?
date.
30 days behind, 60 days behind, what's the limit?
90 by statute, is that right? 90
days.
90 days by statute, yeah.
Has any attempt been made to collect your back HOA?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Has any attempt been made to collect the back HOAs?
Yes, we have the collections, Clayton and McCullough have done a lot of our collections for people that are, way behind, and then for the ones that are less than 90 days, you guys are going to be sending out notices.
Yeah, and by the time they're 90 days past due, they will have gotten 3 letters from us. The last one goes up by certified, so they've been notified.
How do we check to see if we're late? Is there any method I could?
Yeah.
Building and
Well, yeah, you can call assessment building. How close is the website?
the website just has been updated this week.
So is it syncing to our? Within another week, the website, you'll actually go to log into your account, and it'll actually show you real time your account.
Oh, okay.
And that has been a problem, especially, the whole time, prior to turnover, after turnover. There's never been a way for people to know if they're behind and then late fees have accrued. People have no idea about that.
Yeah.
So we're definitely trying to correct all that. And is there a statement going out at the end of the month?
Yeah. If you were late right now, you would have gotten a statement from us. If you haven't gotten one, it will show you a 0 balance. But anyone that we showed a balance on from the records we got, we went in and sent a statement out to verify it.
When did you send it out?
2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if they haven't gotten a statement,
If
then
you haven't gotten a statement, you're good, and then once the website's up and running, you're gonna get a letter showing you how to log in and all that good stuff, and then you can log in and see your account. It'll show you everything we've got.
how long of a time frame will that be before they can access that?
It's, I think, within a day.
Okay.
Once you register, it'll send an email to Brenda, she just approves you, that's just to verify that only owners are getting into it, because we're gonna put all the association's records on that site, so we have to make sure it's limited to only owners.
So if you have any
All the
problems,
minutes, all that kind of stuff.
if you have any issues or problems, just have Vanessa help you here at the office. Okay. All right, then I'll make a motion that we will suspend the voting rights of delinquent owners who are 90 days in arrears. Anybody want to second that motion? Was that Greg? Who was it? That Greg second? Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion
I normally recommend they don't do that, because you don't want to run into any fair debt collection issues. You know, you don't want to call somebody out, not that any of you were probably delinquent, but, so it's just a blanket statement of anyone 90 days past due is being suspended.
Is there a way, I guess you're looking for accountability for, what were you looking for having the?
Same thing last time, make sure they pay so they can vote.
Okay. So that's what, making sure that people are aware.
Oh, yeah, we'll send them out a letter.
So,
Yeah, part of,
we have to send out a
yeah,
letter.
part of the statute says once it's supposed to be taken, we send a letter to them knowing that their voting rights have been taken away. And our next recommendation is going to be that we start denying use of amenities, which I understand we have limited ability to do that, but if they're past due, they shouldn't be allowed to use the gym, the pool, and everything else.
Okay. All right, next item is ratifying the vote on the tree remediation project. What happened with that is this was a problem that Brenda inherited from previous management, that we had a requirement by the state to add a certain caliber amount of tree back to the property. And that was 9.25, I believe, was the caliber we had to replace, and the deadline came up very quick on her, so it became kind of an emergency issue last week. So I volunteered to take on the project and to go to Rockledge Gardens and to get the trees that met all the requirements of the state, because it wasn't just the caliber, but depending on the species of the tree, whether it was classified as a large, medium, or small tree, it had to be a certain height, certain spread. So we planted 11 trees on the property. We planted 5 plumeria, 3 weeping hibiscus, a bald cypress, a magnolia, and a gumbo limbo tree, and from one end of the property to the other. And we did pass our inspection, so because we had to get that done pretty quickly, we are going to ratify the vote to spend the money on the tree remediation, which was it 1,300? So I did that list. It was $1,379.04. Does anybody? Go ahead,
Yeah,
Diane.
I have a concern because I noticed one tree at the end of this parking lot near the doggy area, it's already starting to get yellow and.
Is it one of the new trees?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're watering it every single day, that is to be expected.
Yeah, I'm over the shop. Which tree is it? The, is
The
it
tree
the
at the
hibiscus?
end of this parking lot, right, you know.
The pink one?
Yeah, in front of where Maura used to live, yeah.
Okay, but I'll just have them check it Monday and just, yeah, we don't want them to.
So that's my concern, all this foliage we put in, are we gonna verify that it's gonna live, considering I've been here 4.5 years and the irrigation system has never worked properly?
Yeah.
That's,
We have dead places all over, so are we gonna make sure these don't die after spending the money?
it's absolutely correct that we have had a problem with irrigation. That was one of the things we addressed about having a specialist work on our irrigation kit. Who
He
was
gave
here,
a presentation
last meeting. That's all he does is irrigation. He's spent, 9 hours so far that he has donated to the property, and he's putting forth a proposal to us for the irrigation. We understand that it is a problem. And then I also requested that they do a maintenance schedule just for the new trees, for watering and maintaining the trees, fertilizing them, giving them all the things that they need. And that is on their schedule, right? Yes, Steve?
I understand that you're ratifying a vote for trees that were planted under an emergency basis because Brenda inherited something from the previous management.
Yes.
But I would like to point out that the previous management was under this board.
Absolutely.
And there's a common saying, something to the effect of, your mismanagement does not constitute an emergency. So if in this time you didn't have an expert or someone who could get the sprinklers working in the areas that the trees were going, actually put trees that belong where they are put so that they have a better chance of surviving. Instead, you volunteered, I don't think you're an arborist, to select and place 11 trees on the property. That should have been done